Guys, I have a very important message regarding the current market conditions, but I wanted to start by sharing this beautiful view from Palantir. What I have to tell you today is that, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ are reaching all-time high, and people are piling up into AI stocks and certain tech stocks, and they are forgetting other stocks. So there is a lot of hype around, as you know, around AI and certain industries, and investors are piling up into those stocks. It doesn't mean that there are no opportunities in investing in Nvidia and Palantir and so on. Those are still, I think, good companies, but people are forgetting other companies in other sectors. And while some of these AI tech companies and computer chips and semiconductor companies are now reaching all-time highs, there are other very good companies, part of the S&P 500, that are now all-time low. And what I like to do is to find underpriced assets, underpriced stocks that might have good upside. And I love buying underpriced stocks. So today I have prepared for you, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stocks that I believe that might be underpriced. These 10 stocks are now a 1-year low, and you probably recognize most of these companies. So let me start by sharing with you Costco. So the big retailer, it's a huge retailer, and Costco year to date for the last 1 year performed basically 0%, while the S&P 500 1 year went up 15%, Costco 0. Next one, Ferrari, ticker symbol RACE, minus 13%. I think I have Ferrari as part of my portfolio. I have all the stocks that I'm mentioning today as part of my portfolio because I believe that they are kind of interesting for a long-term investor. Then after that, Home Depot, construction and household stuff, I think also might be underpriced, minus 10% in the last 1 year. These stocks, they are really trailing behind the S&P 500, and I like to buy cheap stuff, right? When you go buying whatever clothes, don't you like to see them selling at a 20 or 30% discount? I like it. Then after that, Adobe minus 36% in 1 year. Lululemon minus 41%. Novo Nordisk, I've been piling up into Novo Nordisk, the pharmaceutical that manufactures Ozempic, minus 54% this year. UPS, the delivery company, minus 29% this year. Kraft Heinz, I love Kraft Heinz. Kraft Heinz have tons of food and beverage products, very legit company, minus 22% this year. Kenvue, pharmaceutical, the manufacturers of Tylenol, Listerine, a few other products. It's a spin-off from Johnson & Johnson. They have the Johnson baby oil and all that stuff. Anyway, minus 24%. Since Donald Trump started bashing on them, the stock dropped a lot, and this is, my view, an interesting opportunity. All the stocks that I'm telling you about, this is not short-term trading, this is long-term investing, okay? And finally, Snapchat minus 38%. Snapchat, you can see them as an AI stock, and still this year they are down 38%, almost 39%. So guys, this is just to show you that there are still lots of stocks that are really lagging behind the S&P 500. It's not all the entire stock market is sunshine and roses. And if you want to get some protection, if there was a stock market crash tomorrow, the stocks that have been going up the most are the ones that are also going to suffer the most. I'm a believer in Palantir and Nvidia and so on, but these stocks have been performing so well that they are flying so high. It's like Icarus. You fly so high, when it drops, it also drops. Drops quite strongly, and the drawdowns, the volatility can be higher. But when you invest in a stock that is already underpriced, there is intrinsic value there. There is a margin of safety. What Benjamin Graham in the book Intelligent Investor would call this is the margin of safety. These stocks, because they might be underpriced compared to their real value, they have this margin of safety. So, these stocks, Costco, Ferrari, Home Depot, Adobe, Lululemon, Novo Nordisk, UPS, Kraft Heinz, Kenvue, and Snapchat, they are not going to drop 50% further from here, or it's very unlikely. Palantir can drop 50%. Bitcoin can drop 50%. So that's why I like these stocks. And I wanted to share it with you. Again, this is not a short-term trade. This is a long-term portfolio building, and this also implies that you are diversified. Okay, don't invest in one stock. But if you invest in 10 stocks over the long term, most likely you'll perform well. All right, that's all for this video. Thanks guys for listening, and I'll see you next.